Hello yogis, my name is Karen Malibus. I'm a new yoga teacher and I live in beautiful Okinawa, Japan. Today we'll be celebrating summer with a nice active yoga flow. Please help me improve my teaching skills by subscribing to my channel and providing comments to my videos. And if you enjoy my videos, give them a like. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's get started with our summer yoga flow. So let's go ahead and get started like we always do, seated on our mats. So any comfortable position that you like, go ahead and sit down, bring your hands to your knees. You can close your eyes or maintain a soft gaze if you like, and just relax and breathe and bring your attention inward. Feel yourself becoming more centered. Preparing your mind and your body for this practice. Setting an intention as part of your practice. Please feel free to do that now. An intention could be something like, I am strong, I'm grounded, I am healthy, I am loved. You can always dedicate your practice to someone or something. Maybe someone who is special to you, or maybe even a group of people that have supported you along your journey. Notice your breath. Maybe your inhales are getting longer and exhales are getting more complete. Maybe your heart rate is slowing. You're becoming more centered, more relaxed. Go ahead and open your eyes and let's do some shoulder circles. So go ahead and bring your shoulders up towards your ears, around and down. 2 more times. Up, around and down. Up, around and down. And let's switch directions. 3 times. Back, up and down. Back, up and down. Inhale and raise your arms up over your head. Bring your palms together and bring your palms down to heart center on your exhale. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, palms to heart center. 2 more times. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Let's do some side stretches. So leave your left hand down on the mat, and with an inhale, raise your right arm up and over your head. Getting a nice side stretch here on your right side. You'll be looking up at the ceiling for a nice neck stretch. And go ahead and come back to center, and we'll do the other side, leaving your right hand down. Raise your left arm up into the air, up and over your body, leaning over to the right, gazing up at the ceiling. Feeling a nice stretch on the left side of your body. And coming back to center, and we'll do the other side again. Inhale, right arm up and over, leaning to the left. Feeling a nice stretch on the right side of your body. Maybe looking up at the ceiling. And back to center, and one more time on the other side. So right hand is down, left arm is up and over your body. Maybe you're looking up at the ceiling. You get a nice stretch on the left side of your body. And coming to center. If you're not already cross-legged, do so now. Sitting cross-legged, we're gonna go ahead and bend forward. So hinging at the hips, coming forward, maybe coming onto your elbows. Try to keep both hips on the mat. So bending over as far as you can. Feeling a good stretch in your hips here. Go ahead and release your neck. Shake your head no and yes. Just releasing the tension on the back of your neck. And press back up, and we'll switch legs and bend forward again. Maybe coming down a little bit deeper this time. And go ahead and bring your right leg out straight to the side of your body, and leave your left leg in towards your body, towards your groin. And inhale your left arm up and over, leaning over to the right, getting another good side stretch here. Also getting a good stretch on your right leg. And then coming to center, bring your left hand down and come up onto your left knee and raise your right arm up into the air this time. And bring your right arm up and over your head, gazing up at the ceiling. And coming back down, and we'll go ahead and bend over to the right again, bringing your left arm up. Maybe getting a deeper stretch this time. Maybe using your right fingers to grab onto your right toe, flexing your right foot. And feeling a nice stretch here. And coming back up to center, and we'll do the other side. So extend your left leg out to the side, and your right heel comes close to your groin. And then raise your right arm up into the air, and then bend over to the left, looking up at the ceiling or the sky if you're outside on this beautiful summer day. And coming back to center, go ahead and put your right hand down on the mat and come up onto your right knee, extending your left arm up and over your head and looking up at the ceiling again. And come on down, and we'll go ahead and bend over to the left again. Again, bringing your right arm up over your head. Maybe you want a deeper stretch, curling your left fingers around your left big toe and looking up at the ceiling. Coming back up to center. And this time leave your right leg bent, and then bring your left knee over your right. We're going into cow face pose. So your knees are stacked as much as you can. For a deeper stretch, you can bring your heels closer to your glutes, sitting up straight, and raise your right arm up into the air. Bend your right elbow, and then bring your left hand behind your back, grasping onto your right fingertips, And getting a good shoulder stretch here. Maybe you want to use your head to, press back on your right arm here, getting an even deeper stretch. This is cow face pose, one of my favorites. If you'd like, you can hinge forward at the hips a bit to just deepen the stretch a little bit more. If you can't touch your fingers together and back, you can always use a strap. Coming back up, and we'll switch sides. So this time your right knee is over your left, knees are stacked. And this time your left arm goes up over your head, bend your left elbow, and then bring your right arm back behind you, grasping onto your left fingertips. The side's a little more tight for me from an old shoulder injury. And then for a deeper stretch, you can always hinge forward at the hips. And then coming back up. Go ahead and unravel that. Let's shake it out a little bit. Shake, 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 shake. Unravel your legs, and let's come into our tabletop position, and we'll do our cat-cow stretch. So your wrists are directly under your shoulders, your knees directly under your hips. Palms spread wide on the mat. Inhale, relax your belly, raise your chest, raise your hips, arch your back, look up into cow. And then exhale, push the mat away, curl your spine, look down at your belly button, into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. And exhale cat. All right, rise up onto our knees. We're going into gate pose. So staying on your left knee, extend your right leg out. Raise your left arm up into the air, and then just bend over to the right. Lots of side bends here today, huh? And then bring your left hand down to the mat, and then raise your right leg up into the air, and your right arm up into the air, and maybe even your right arm up over your head again. And coming up, back onto our knees, and we'll do the other side. So extending your right leg out, bring your right arm, hand down to the mat, extend your left arm and your left leg. Right arm goes up over your head. To our gate pose. And coming on down. Let's rest back into child's pose. So sit back onto your heels and bring your arms out in front of you, palms spread wide, and bring your chest and forehead down to the mat. And breathe. You can do a wide-legged or narrow-legged child's pose at any time during the practice. If you want to take a break, please feel free to come into child's pose at any time. It is our resting pose. Coming back up into a tabletop position. Curl your toes and press your hips up into the air, into downward facing dog. So this is our first downward dog of the practice. So let's keep our knees generously bent. Maybe pedaling our feet back and forth, bringing one heel down followed by the other. Palms are spread wide, arms are straight, your ears are between your biceps, and you're bringing your chest towards your thighs. Hips are rising up into the air. Shake your head yes and no, just to release that tension in your neck. Bring your right heel down, left heel up, and then switching, bringing your left heel down, right heel up, and just pedal back and forth. And then coming into stillness, bring your right foot up between your hands, followed by your left into forward fold. Again, this is our first forward fold, so feel free to generously keep your legs bent here. The crown of your head is coming down towards your mat. Your hips are rising up into the sky. Tuck your chin slightly and just relax forward. Maybe shaking your head a little bit here too, just to release the tension. On an inhale, rise up just to a flat back, resting your palms on your shins, gazing down at your mat. And then inhale, lower down, bend your knees slightly and rise all the way up, arms up overhead, palms coming together to heart center, and then bring your palms down to heart center. And we're gonna go into a mountain pose here. So mountain pose is a very active pose, but it's also kind of a resting pose. Go ahead and raise your toes up off the ground, spread your toes wide, and then press them down into the earth. Lower your arms to your sides, palms facing forward. Roll your shoulders down and back away from your ears. Tuck your pelvis slightly, tuck your chin. Extend your spine, lengthen up. Feel grounded here in mountain pose. Just for a few breaths. We're going to come into a balance pose. It's kind of a version of tree pose. So come up onto your tippy toes. And tippy toes, anything I do on my tippy toes is kind of hard for me. It's hard for me to balance. Maybe it's easy for you, but I kind of have to wiggle a little bit. Do what you need to do though. And then inhale your arms up over your head, remaining on your tippy toes. Bring your palms together over your head and then curl your fingers together except for your index fingers. So they're at like a Charlie's Angels type pose. And bring your arms up over your head. I don't know if you can see me all the way, if I'm in view or not. It looks like I'm not, but. And then we're gonna balance here. Up on our toes, balance, balance, balance. Try not to wiggle as much as I am. Stay here, stay here, stay here. 2 more breaths. Okay, and lower on down. And we're gonna go into a chair pose now. So inhale your arms up and then lower your hips down on an exhale into your imaginary chair. Hold it here just for a few more breaths. And exhale for forward. And then we're gonna come back into our chair pose, but this time let's do it on our tippy toes. So come onto your tippy toes again. And then raise your arms up and sit back into your chair. This is very hard for me. I'm not very good at tippy toes. And exhale, come on down, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees and rise all the way up. Arms overhead, coming down to heart center. Back into our mountain pose. And we'll do some sun salutation and some warriors now. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, swan dive over, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then step your right foot all the way back, lowering your right knee. And then come on up into a low lunge. Go ahead and place your hands on your hips. So your right toes can be curled, or the top of your right foot can be down on the mat. And then lunge forward, as deeply as feels good for you. Raise your arms up over your head, gaze up at your fingertips, lunge forward as much as you can here. Maybe arching back a little bit, and breathe. Inhale and exhale. And bring your palms down to the mat. Curl your right toes, lift your right leg, leaving your right hand down on the mat. Inhale your left arm up into the air. A nice twist here. Lower your left hand down to the mat. And then let's switch legs. So bring your right foot back into a high plank momentarily, and then bring your right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee down and rise up into a low lunge. Hands on hips, lunging forward. Again, the top of your left foot can be down on the mat, or you can curl your left toes here. Lunging forward, getting a nice stretch here. Raise your arms up over your head. Gaze up at your hands, maybe arching your back a little bit. Remember, this is your practice. Do what feels right for you today. Every day is different, every body is different. And then coming up out of that, bring your palms down to the mat. Curl your left toes, lift your left knee up, leaving your left hand down on the mat. Inhale your right arm up into the air and look up at your right fingers. And breathe. Bring your right hand down to the mat, and then bring your right foot back to meet your left into a downward dog. And again, pedal your feet. Maybe it feels a little bit different this time from your first downward dog. Maybe your chest is coming closer to your thighs. Maybe your heels are coming closer to the mat. Maybe your legs are a little bit straighter this time. And looking forward, step your right foot up between your hands, followed by your left into forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then on an inhale, rise all the way up. Arms overhead, gazing up at your fingertips, palms together to heart center. Lower your hands down, back into mountain pose. Lifting your toes up, spreading them wide, then pressing them down into the earth. Roll your shoulders down and back away from your ears. Tuck your pelvis, lengthen your spine, tuck your chin slightly, and feel mountain pose. And as we go into our warrior series, inhale your arms up, gaze up, exhale, swan dive over, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot way back behind you. Coming up into a runner's lunge. Spine should be straight. You're up on your fingertips here. You've got some buoyancy in your legs. And with the strength of your legs, rise up into a high lunge. Bring your hands to heart center. And then rotate to the left, bringing your right elbow to your left knee. For a twist here, lots of twists today, gazing up at the ceiling. And coming back to center. Rising back up into your high lunge. Let's rotate out to our warrior two. So rotate your right foot so it is parallel to the back of the mat. Lower your arms to your sides. Your left knee is bent. Your torso is just above your hips. You're gazing out over your left fingertips. Rotate your shoulders down and back away from your ears. Feel the strength of warrior two. Let's hold it here for 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're reaching back to a reverse warrior. So reach back with your right hand and bring your left arm up and over your head, resting your right arm gently on your right leg. Left leg is still bent. Coming back to warrior two. And then reaching your left arm way out in front of you. Then bring your left hand, your left elbow to your left knee. Raise your right arm up into the air, an extended angle, up over your head, gazing up at the ceiling. Left leg is bent generously, maybe 90 degrees. Rising back into warrior two. And back into your high lunge. Back into your runner's pose. And then bring your left foot back to meet your right, back into downward facing dog. Pressing back. Maybe your chest is coming closer to your thighs. Palms are spread wide, arms are straight. Heels coming down towards the mat. Look forward. Step your left foot up between your hands, followed by your right foot into forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, forward fold, and then bend your knees and rise all the way up. Arms up overhead, palms coming together, bringing the palms down to heart center. Lowering your arms to your sides. Roll your shoulders down and back away from your ears. Tuck your pelvis, tuck your chin. Ground down into your mountain pose. And we'll hold it here for 2 full breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And we'll do the other side. So bend your knees. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And this time, step your left foot way back behind you. And we're coming up to runner's lunge on the other side this time. Again, you're a little buoyant here. You're up on your fingertips. Your spine is straight and lengthening forward. And then using the strength of your legs, rise up into a high lunge. Arms are energetic up over your head. Now bring your palms together at heart center, and we'll do that twist on the other side. So bringing your left elbow to your right knee and twisting over to the right. Hold it here for just a moment. And then coming back to center. Arms back overhead into your high lunge. And then we'll rotate out to warrior two. This time your left foot is down on the mat, parallel to the back of the mat. Your arms are at a T position to your body. Your right leg is bent. Rotate your shoulders down and back away from your ears. Gaze out over your right fingertips. Your torso is directly over your hips. You're not reaching forward or reaching back here. And we'll hold it here for 2 full breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're reaching back into our reverse warrior. So reach back with your left hand. Left hand rests gently on your left leg and the right arm goes up and over your head. Reverse warrior. And then back to warrior two. And then reach forward with your right hand. We're coming into that extended angle. So rest your right elbow on your right knee and left arm goes up and over your head, gazing up. Rotate that left shoulder away from your ears. Looking up at the sky, the beautiful summer sky. And coming back into warrior two. Rotate your toes so you're back into your high lunge. Come back into your runner's pose momentarily, and then we're gonna step back into a plank this time. So we're in high plank here. Just for a moment, lower your knees, and then we'll do our Yogi Push Up. So bend your elbows and bring your chin, your chest, and then your whole body down to the top of the mat. Elbows are hugging your sides, palms spread wide about chest level, and then rise up into a low cobra. And then lower down. And then let's press back into child's pose. And we'll hold it here for 3 full breaths. We're coming up into tabletop, pressing back into downward facing dog. Let's hold it here just for a breath or so. And stepping your right leg between your hands, followed by your left into forward fold, up into a flat back, back into forward fold. Bend your knees and rise all the way up, arms overhead, palms coming together to heart center. And then let's come into a wide-legged forward fold. So spread your legs as wide as you would like. Some of you may want to go wider here or more narrow. Maybe bring your toes in slightly. Spread your arms out into a T position to the body. And then hinge forward at the hips, leaving your back straight here. Coming down, and then bring your hands down to your mat. Leaving your right hand down on the mat. Inhale and raise your left arm up into the air, looking up at your left fingertips. Then lowering your left hand. And bring your right hand up into the air, looking up at your right hand. And lowering that down. And maybe you want to spread your legs a little bit wider. If splits are part of your practice, feel free to do that now. Otherwise, maybe you'd like to bring your head down to the mat or to a block, maybe bringing your Hands back behind you, your palms pressing into the earth. Just do what your body needs for you today, on this day. On this summer day, July 2021. And coming back up. Let's heel toe your feet together. Not all the way together, because keep maybe a little bit wider than hip width apart. And we're coming into our Yogi Squat. So go ahead and lower your hips, maybe shimmying down a bit into Yogi Squat. And bring your palms together at heart center. Use your elbows to spread your knees apart. And let's rock back and forth here. Back and forth. Great stretch for runners. One of my favorite stretches. All right, and bringing your hands back behind you. Let's go ahead and sit down. And we're gonna come into bridge pose. So go ahead and lower down onto your backs. And soles of your feet are on the mat. Bring your heels close to your glutes, maybe touching your fingers. And we're gonna rise up. Bring your hips up into the air and then lower them down. We'll do that a few more times. Hips up into the air and lower them down. Hips up again. Feet should be about hip width apart. Don't let the knees splay out. Keep rising up and down here. Knees should be parallel. And one more time, hips up into the air, and let's leave them up this time. Up as high as you can, maybe shimmying your shoulders underneath your body. Maybe you'd like to clasp your hands together, interlacing your fingers, puffing out your chest into the full version of bridge. If wheel is in your practice, feel free to do wheel pose now. And breathe and hold this pose, or bridge pose. Two more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And come all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead up to your knees. And lower down. And we're going to come into a pigeon pose now. So go ahead and bring your right shin so it's parallel to the top of the mat. And bring your left leg back behind you. Actually, your right leg doesn't have to be parallel to the mat. If you'd like, you can bring your right heel closer to your glute, but your left leg should be out straight behind you, and then release the top of your left foot down onto the mat. And let's start by staying up here for a breath or two. Your hips should be parallel here, not leaning to one side or the other. And when you're ready, go ahead and fold forward. If that's part of your practice, maybe coming down to your elbows, or even farther if you'd like. And breathe. We'll hold it here for 3 full breaths. And push on up. And bring your heel of your right foot closer to your glutes. And let's go ahead and bend your left leg and reach back with your left hand. And give it a nice stretch. And if you'd like, you can even lower down here too. Really stretching that quad here. And release that, and we'll switch to the other side. So bring your right leg back behind you and your left leg in front. Again, hips should be parallel. Your left knee can be parallel to the top of the mat, or it can be bent slightly. Your heel can be closer to your glute if that's more comfortable for you. Every body is different. Listen to your body. Let's stay up here just for a moment or so. Really feeling this pose. Feeling centered here. Sinking into it. And then go ahead and fold forward if that's part of your practice, coming onto your elbows. Or even farther down. And we'll hold it here for 3 full breaths. And push on up. Maybe bring your left heel closer to your body and then bend your right foot and reach back with your right hand. And getting a nice stretch here. Maybe even coming down on your elbow here. And release that. And we're going to come down to our bellies. So bring both feet out, both legs out behind you. And come up onto your elbows. We're doing Sphinx Pose. So your elbows should be directly underneath your shoulders. Your palms are spread wide on the mat. And imagine that you're pulling your palms back towards your body as you rotate your torso up. And you feel a nice stretch in your lower back. This is really good for your lower back and your glutes. And hold it here for just 2 more breaths. And then bend your left leg and look over your right shoulder. And hold it here. Then lower your left leg. And raise your right leg and look over your left shoulder. And lower that leg. And we'll do some butt kickers now. So let's bring your left leg up twice and then lower it. Right leg up twice and lower it. So pulse, pulse down, pulse, pulse down, pulse, pulse down, pulse, pulse down. Just back and forth a couple more times. And coming into stillness. And we're gonna go into Grasshopper Pose. So coming down onto your belly, bring your palms so they're at your chest level and your fingertips are pointing back towards your feet. Then bend your right foot, your right leg, and then bring your left leg on top of your right leg into Grasshopper. And lower that down and we'll switch legs. So bend your left leg and bring your right leg on top of it. And lower that. Bring your arms out to a T position to your body. And then rotate over. First bring your left hand close to your chest. And then push the mat away, and you're rotating over to the right side of your body. So you're getting a nice stretch on your right shoulder, and then bring your left foot back behind you. So the sole of your left foot is on the mat behind you. And relax here for a breath or two. Really nice shoulder stretch. And we'll do the other side. So come back onto your belly. Your left arm is out at a T position to your body. Bring your right hand close to your chest and then push the mat away, rolling onto your left side of your body, and bring your right leg back behind you. The right foot is down on the mat, and you're getting a good stretch on your left shoulder this time. Hold it here for a moment or two. And coming back to center. Let's go ahead and rotate onto your right side. So you're laying on your right side, and you can, just use your right hand as a pillow for your head here. And bend your left leg and reach back and grab your left foot, the top of your left foot, and get a nice quad stretch on your left quad. And rotate your pelvis so your hips are coming forward. That will help with the stretch more than bringing your knee back behind you. Rotating the pelvis will really help you feel the stretch better. And then trying to keep your knees parallel, not bringing this out. Keeping it parallel to your right knee. And then hug your left knee to your chest. And then grab your big toe and then raise your left leg up into the air. A nice stretch here. And bend your left leg. And we'll go over to the other side. So now you're lying on your left side, using your left arm as a pillow here if you'd like. Bend your right leg and reach back with your right hand. Get a nice quad stretch here. Tucking your pelvis. And then tuck your right knee to your chest. Grabbing onto your right toes with your your pointer finger and your middle finger. And then raise your right leg up into the air. Try to lengthen as much as possible here. Stretching your right leg. Go ahead and bend your right knee. Come on down to your back. And let's bring our arms out at a T position to our bodies, and then just windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Back and forth. And then coming to stillness on the left side of your body. Go ahead and lengthen your right leg out. Straighten it out, and then turn your head and look at your right fingertips. Both shoulders should be firmly planted onto the mat. Your right leg is straight, your left leg is bent. If there's any other twist you'd like to do now, we're coming towards the end of our practice, so please feel free to do whatever twist you'd like to do to end your practice today. Bend your right knee, and then let's windshield wiper our legs again, back and forth. And then bringing your knees to the right side of your body, extend your left leg this time, and look out over your left fingertips. And bend your left knee. And bring both knees up to your chest. And then roll your forehead up to meet your knees into a tight little ball. Squeeze everything together and then lower everything out onto the mat. We're coming into Shavasana now. So lower your legs, your arms, palms facing up. Lift your chest and then lower it. Lift your head and then lower it. Bring your shoulders down away from your ears and close your eyes. And sink into the mat, into your Shavasana, our final pose, our corpse pose, signifying the end of our practice. Relax your forehead, relax your eyes. Relax your jaw, relax your throat and your shoulders, your torso and your hips. Relax your legs and your feet. Allow your feet just to drop out to the sides naturally. And rest. And breathe and enjoy a few minutes of silence. Bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Extend your arms up over your head and get a good full body stretch. Bend your knees and roll over to one side into a fetal position and rest here for a moment. There's no need to rush. Using your top hand, push the mat away and come up into a comfortable seated position. You can keep your eyes closed or maintain a soft gaze if you like. Inhale your arms up and over your head, looking up. And then exhale, lower your arms down to your sides and look down. 2 more times. Inhale up, gaze up. Exhale down, gaze down. Inhale up and exhale down. Bring your palms together in heart center. Notice how your body feels now compared to the beginning of practice. Do you feel looser? Do you feel tighter? Do you feel ready for the summer? How does your mind feel? How are your emotions? Are you calmer now? Do you feel more grounded? Do you feel stronger? If you had set an intention at the beginning of this practice, bring that back to your mind now. And keep that with you for the rest of your day. I want to thank you for sharing your summer day with me today. It's really an honor to lead you in this practice. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live a life of ease. Namaste.